Well, welcome back to the Abundant Harvest Homestead. I'm Papa Pepper, and we're working on this wood stove install. I've got it pretty much where with a couple hours worth of work, hopefully, I should be able to have the whole thing up and running. This hasn't been used in a number of years. I think 2015 or maybe 2014 was the last time this was used. It was a gift from a friend. Thankfully, we had a number of pieces available to use that I had to pick up just a couple, but it wasn't nothing major as if I had to buy every single pipe all the way out of this. So I'll give you a quick look at it now, and then we're going to be cleaning it up. We'll be putting the stovepipe through. I will try to clean this glass here on the door and then replace the gasket as well, with the hopes of firing it up in the next day or two. So now that I got those holes drilled straight across, you're generally going to want somewhere between 12 and 18 inches above the actual stove. I'm going to take this 6-inch flue, this damper I got, and just kind of hold it down there with one hand and wiggle this through on the other one so then I can use it. What this is going to do is it's going to help more heat stay in the house, and it's also going to help us to not use as much wood than if that was kind of roaring full blast the entire time. So for like, I don't know if this was somewhere between $4 to $7, a good investment. It'll save me a lot. Thankfully I don't have to buy firewood, but if I did, it would definitely save me a lot of money too. So I'm not sure how much cardboard they used when they were building your house, but that's how we got up in our ceiling. See that? There's my finger. Oh yeah. Yeah, corrugated cardboard. I'd recognize that anywhere. So at this point I got that pesky cardboard out of the way. The guy got this trailer from, this is the original roof, and he put one over the top of it. I don't know if he framed it in with 2x4s running this way, if it's just 2 layers of metal on top of each other. But what I've done is when I connect the stovepipe to the next pipe to that box, I'm locked out of the middle. So to determine where's going to be the center of this whole thing, so I know where to come through from the roof and go with my triple walled pipe up there, I use the plumb line again. Got this where it's right in the center of here, and I like where it's at inside this pipe. So I marked it, and then I'm going to drill a hole or maybe a screw straight up vertical through the roof so that I know what I'm dealing with when I come back down. So the plan is to take those holes and shove a bamboo skewer out the roof to mark it, and then I'll tape it in place so I know where to come through from above tomorrow. Here we go. Ha! Can you see that? What you got going on, boy?
My tooth is very, very loose.
Wiggle it for me. Whoa, so you're gonna lose one of your front teeth soon?
Yeah.
That's amazing. You know what? Somebody else just lost a tooth. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Show me.
I lost this tooth.
That one? You didn't lose it. It's right there.
Well, it came out of my mouth.
Where'd it come out?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Little hillbilly. All right. Well, you be careful in your sleep.
But he's never lost any teeth yet.
Yes.
Right?
He lost
he
the two
lost
The bottom two.
This is
That's
his
it.
third tooth.
It'll be his third tooth, but the first one in
And
the
this
front.
one's loose a little bit.
Oh, buddy, you're gonna lose both of your front teeth.
Uh-oh. Get ready for a new look.
This is my 9th tooth I lost, or my 10th tooth, I think.
All right.
She's got experience.
Well, I somehow feel a lot tireder than they apparently look, but it's their bedtime and I gotta do some work. So kids,
Good night. Good night.
good night. So now I'm gonna try, here, I'll show you a little bit about this and tell you a little more. Okay, I've got this where I want it, and because I got it where I want it, I'm gonna have to wait till like midday tomorrow to actually finish this thing. I wanted to knock this all out this morning, but running to town took a long time. I've got a friend working on a van that I bought, so I had to pick up a couple parts for him so he could keep working on what he had. Ran around twice to 2 different auto parts stores. Also went to a couple different places to get all the things I needed. Had the box, had to pick up the flue, had to pick up this pipe, had to pick up one of the sections for outside and some other stuff, but it took me 3 different hardware stores before I finally had everything I needed. Well, 3 different stops. I had to stop at one twice. So I wanted to knock all this out before sundown tonight, but I got home with like a half hour to spare. Thankfully, my dad was in town with my mom too, and he was able to help me with this, which is good because we had a couple different ideas that by our mental powers combined, we managed to get as far as we did. I've got a friend who's done this many times. I'm going to have him kind of check what I've got so far, give me a little more guidance and counsel on how to proceed from there tomorrow on the roof part, and then I'm going to do that and kind of have him double check it before I fire anything up. So I'm hoping to have our first fire in here Thursday night, maybe a live stream with Mama Pepper. Who knows? I'm not guaranteeing anything, but I'm hoping. But tonight, what I'm still going to do on the inside, I've got some cleanup to do, but I want to change that gasket and get that window too, so we'll see if I can handle that. What? Where'd that come from? You say hi?
Hi.
Very good. You say hi?
Hi.
What would be, did you hear about what I'm going to do for the cleaning the window?
Yeah.
What am I going to use?
A napkin.
A napkin? Might use a paper towel, but I'm going to use ashes too. I'm going to use the wood ashes to try to clean the window. Can it be done?
Yeah.
You think so? You think so? Alright, we'll find out. So after receiving a lot of different comments on potential ways to make that glass clean, I'm going to start off with the glass, and I'm going to try just to use some of the ashes there with a wet washcloth to actually clean that window. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to find out. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of impressed by that. I didn't think it was going to get that clean per se. Look at this. Not knowing much about this, I didn't know if that would even get kind of see-through or not, but looks pretty good. So I'm liking that. We're definitely going to be able to see a fire through that door, which is awesome. And I would say, you know, I'm part of that generation where growing up in the 80s and the 90s, you know, I had the grandpa, you know, on one side had a wood stove in his house. Maybe a couple of aunts had wood stoves, you know, real traditional actual wood stoves, cut their own wood, store it up for the winter, make it through that way. But a lot of people had kind of gotten away from that, so I didn't grow up with one of these. I grew up loosely around them periodically. So this is kind of a whole new learning curve too. And just like I talked about a bit ago, I would believe that living in the past prepares you for the future if history repeats itself. So we're told history repeats itself, and then people accuse you of living in the past, and I just sit there and go, well, sounds like I'm prepared for the future, right? So now this gasket, I can see where this guy comes into play, and people were like, you know what, you really ought to just replace that. So I'm going to show you what I got, and we'll peel off this old one and put in the new one. But ashes definitely work for cleaning the front window on the wood stove there. So now that this old one's been removed, I'm going to scrape everything out of here to get the old adhesive off. First I'll use a flat screwdriver and then probably maybe like a wire bristled brush to take off everything, so I've got a clean surface to start out with the new one on. For the new one I just got a simple kit. It comes with the adhesive. It's just a replacement gasket kit. It's a 1/2 inch rope and should be pretty good. Yeah, good to 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. So that should work out okay. So at this stage of the project, I scraped off 2 layers of that rope from in the groove here for the gasket. And I'm at the wire brush stage. You know, I already used my screwdriver. I don't think I have an actual wire brush. I think the closest I have is a grill brush. So I guess I'm gonna see if that'll work. I don't know, options are limited. I've wasted a lot of time in my life for not having the right tool for the job and kind of fumbling along with something else. I hope this isn't one of those cases, but I want to get this done tonight. Options are limited. Grill brush it is. So cleaned that thing up pretty good. The children helped wipe it down and take these spacers over there with the tile on them, clean them up. My dad helped me get them in because they were the flanges that hook in were a little bent. But I'll give you a close look at it, and then if that thing's dry enough, I will put this gasket on. So these kits are rather simple. Talked to a couple people about them, stuff like that. You just lay a thin bead of the adhesive around in that crevice, take this fiberglass rope, and then you put it around in there, and then you pretty much shut the door. And you wait about 12 hours, and then when you fire it up, you kind of do it at a low heat for a bit, let it help the thing completely cure. The guy at the hardware store said, hey, you know, before you close that door, make sure to maybe put a newspaper across here and then shut it, so that way the adhesive doesn't like soak through the rope and stick to the actual wood stove. I don't know who has newspapers these days. We don't. So what I'm gonna do is hopefully just use a couple of regular white sheets of paper and stand them up in the way and see if that'll work. But just gonna run a thin line of this, put the rope in there, and go from there. See if I can maybe give you guys a better angle. And now we wait. So honestly, around here, some of it is I'll take what I can get. You know, having a wife and 7 children and doing things like waking up every morning, eating breakfast together, doing some work on the computer, kids doing chores, doing our morning devotions together. It takes me a while to really even start my day. Today started by calling one of the neighbors, evaluating the resources I had on hand, the different parts that I had available, and then making a list to make sure every single thing I could possibly need to pick up in town would be able to be picked up in town, so that I only did it one trip. Even the one hardware store I stopped at twice, he goes, oh, back again? I said, hey, it's easier to walk into the store twice, you know, than to come to town twice. You know, I took care of a couple things and had my mind straight about all them, put those out in the truck, and then came back in to deal with the rest of the stuff, just so I didn't get confused, didn't overlook anything, wanted to be thorough while I was there. This is actually huge for me. What a blessing to be able to, you know, even have my children help me build this platform, put this rock in and stuff like that. My neighbor helped with this. Our friends who gave us this. My dad helped me put in this pipe. You know, it's just cool seeing all of the effort that goes into something like this. All of you guys mentioning, hey, check the fire bricks. They look good. You know, replace the gasket. Here's how to help clean the window. That was really good. And, you know, tomorrow, hopefully I'll be able to get up on the roof, finish this completely on Wednesday, and then maybe do our primary test and first fire on Thursday, maybe for a live stream. I don't know. But any progress, you know, it seems like a very little bit to accomplish in a day. But there was a lot of running around to do it, a lot of other things. Also trying to get some of this done while also still trying to visit with my parents. You know, you got to balance life. So I count it as a win. Definitely didn't make it as far as I wish, but I've learned not to lower my standards. You know, have high standards, try to accomplish a lot. If it doesn't work out, you can still count it as a win, and you can still say, hey, I made progress. And that's where we're at today. So we'll let this sit, see how it works, and, you know, get on the roof tomorrow. I'll see you next time. Papa out.
Thank you for watching.